Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making the top that matches our peekaboo shorts. This is the very last tutorial that I shared with you guys, and I got really good feedback basing on the photo that I posted on my Instagram page. Most people are asking about the top. So today we are going to be learning how to make a matching top. I'll be attaching some photos as I speak because I already have photos of the top. So we're going to be making something that can match our peekaboo shorts, and we shall be using the same exact yarn. So for this tutorial, I told you I use nako saten, and it's the same exact yarn that I'm going to be using for the top so that it's a matching set. And then you also need a 3.75mm crochet hook, and then a pair of scissors, one stitch marker, and a darning needle to weave in your ends. That's basically it. This top is one of the easiest tops that I have ever come across. So if you're a beginner, just stick around because this is not a very hard project to work with. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be demonstrating for a size small. For all the other sizes, I'll have a written pattern on my Etsy shop. But for a size small, we are going to start off with a slip knot. There are so many ways to make slip knots. So this is my slip knot. You can see it's adjustable like this. Some people do this and then pass it through and hold, and still it's the same exact thing. So I'm going to try to be as detailed as I can be so that also beginners can follow along. So I'm going to make my chain of 91. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I want a total of 91 chains. Your number of chains that you do should be an odd number. I'm going to continue to do this until I have a total of 91 chains altogether. So I have my 91 chains, and I went ahead to place my stitch marker into the exact middle stitch, which is the 46th stitch. So this is the exact middle of my work. And now you're going to chain one more, and go into the second chain from the hook, which is this one, with a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all. So that's a half double crochet, and then you're going to continue doing this into each and every chain until you get to the stitch before the stitch marker. So that's just plain half double crochets. So let me speed through this, and I'll meet you guys towards the stitch marker. Okay, so we are almost reaching the stitch marker. We still have 2 chains, so we're going to go into them with one half double crochet into each. And now we've reached the chain with the stitch marker. You're going to remove it and go into the chain which had the stitch marker with 3 half double crochets, and then bring back your stitch marker and put it into the middle of the 3 half double crochets. So this is one. Now the second one, you place back your stitch marker and just go ahead placing 1 half double crochet into each of the remaining chains until the end of your row. So I'm going to just go ahead until I get to the end of my row, and I'll be back to show you how to do row 2. So we're coming to the end of our row, and I'm placing my very last half double crochet into the very last chain, and this is what you should have at the end of your row 1. And now we are going to row 2, and you have to pay attention to this row because the body of this top is a 1 row repeat, and this is the row that we are going to be repeating again and again until we get the coverage of the top that we want. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work. This chain 1 counts as our very first half double crochet. So we're going to turn our work, prepare for a half double crochet, and we're going to skip the next stitch. So this is attached to the very first stitch here. We're going to skip the next stitch, and then into the next we place a half double crochet. So this chain is attached to the very first stitch, so we skip the next one and go into the next with a half double crochet, and you're going to half double crochet all the way up until you reach the stitch before the stitch marker. So let me go ahead and place my half double crochets into each and every stitch until the stitch before the stitch marker. So I've made it all the way up to the stitch before the stitch marker. You remove your stitch marker and then replace the stitch marker with a total of 3 half double crochets like that, and then put back the stitch marker into the middle stitch of the 3 half double crochets like that, and then continue to place your half double crochets until you have 2 stitches left on your row. So when you have 2 stitches left, you're going to just pause, and then I'll be back to show you how to wind up your row. So I've made it towards the end of our row, and you can see I have 2 stitches left. I have this one and this one. So you're going to prepare for a half double crochet and skip over the second last one and go into the last one with 1 half double crochet. And that's it. That's the end of row 2, and we are going to keep repeating row 2 until we have a total of 21 rows. So I told you I'm doing a size small, so that will be 21 rows. So chain 1, turn your work. This chain 1 counts as our very first half double crochet, so you prepare for a half double crochet, skip the next stitch, which is this one, and then go into the next with a half double crochet. Remember, that's the same exact thing that we did for our row 2 while we were beginning, and then you're going to continue to half double crochet all the way across until you get to the stitch before the stitch marker, until you get to this stitch, and then you're going to go into that stitch with a stitch marker with 3 half double crochets, then move the stitch marker up into the middle stitch of the 3 stitches, then continue to half double crochet all the way down until you have 2 stitches left. You will skip over the second last stitch and place your last half double crochet into the very last stitch. Remember, the last stitch is the chain because we counted it as a stitch. So you skip over this one and go into the last stitch. So continue to do that until you have your 21 rows or whatever coverage you want for yourself, and I will meet you back when I have 21 rows of my work. So this is what your work will look like after your 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, after your 21 rows. And I told you I'm making for a size small. I did a total of 21 rows, and after this you're going to work on the side of your top. We're going to be creating the extensions that go towards our back side. So after your very last half double crochet here, you're going to chain 1 and go into each and every row with 1 half double crochet. So if you had 21 rows, you should be having a total of 21 half double crochets across. So we go into the first row with 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet into the next row. This is 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20, and then the very last one at 21. So we have our half double crochets across. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and half double crochet all the way across, placing 1 half double crochet into each and every half double crochet from the previous row. So this counts as row 1. So right now we are going to row 2. So you should be having the same number of half double crochets as the previous row. So you're just going to continue doing this, and you're going to repeat row 2 of the side until you have a total of 10 rows. So this is what I have after my 10 rows of half double crochets on the side of the top. So after your last half double crochet, we are going to start creating loops, and these loops are the ones where we're going to be lacing up our strand at the back. So you're going to chain 4, and this counts as a double crochet. Chain 1, turn your work, and then skip 1 stitch, skip this next stitch and go into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch and double crochet into the next, and we're going to repeat this all the way across. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and then double crochet into the next. So do that across, and I'll meet you guys at the end of your row. So this is what you should be having. You should have created loops across the side of your top. And now you're going to chain 1. I've already chained my 1 here, and we're going to do single crochets. So after you chain 1, you're going to turn your work, and you're going to place 2 single crochets into each and every chain 1 space. So into each box, just go in there with 2 single crochets. 1 2 1 2 1 2, and you're going to do this all the way across until the very last box. So after placing 2 single crochets into each chain 1 space, you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn. I've already cut mine, so this is what you'll have. And you're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing on the opposite side. You make your half double crochet rows, the same exact number as this side, and then you do the mesh row, and then you place 2 single crochets into each and every chain 1 space. And then the next thing that we are going to do is to chain a very long chain. I did a chain of about 250, a very simple chain. I don't know how you prefer to do it, but I just made a simple one, and you're going to fold it into half, and we are going to place it on top of our top here. So I'm going to just go into that space, pull this chain through, and I am going to pull through this like that. So at this point we've joined the strap that's going to go around the neck, but at the same time it's going to go into the loops that we created at the back of our top. So this is what you should have, something like that, and then you lace it up. You can skip one box or go into each and every box, that's really up to you, but I think I'll be skipping one for each side. Skip one box, go into the next. And now I'm going into the second last and the second last. So that's all that we are going to do, and this is how the back of your top should look like, and then the front of your top will look like this, something like this. So I think I over pulled the straps. Let me just pull them up a bit so that I give you the clearer picture of the whole top. So this is how it will look like. Then at the end of this, you'll just make a knot at the back of your top, and that's it for today. You're going to just weave in all your ends and the top is ready to wear. I hope you really liked this tutorial. This is a very quick project for those who are looking for a very simple project to make, and it would be a really beautiful summer top. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.